Hello everyone and welcome back to another KRL Hot Lap. We are back streaming finally, and here we are for an exciting little series here. Drivers Hot Races. So my teammate F1 Sniper was the one that came up with this idea, and we've just tweaked it to make it nice and watchable for everyone to follow. So it's going to be two drivers in the same car, run the same livery, and then driver one will do qualifying at the first 12 laps of the race, and driver two will do the last X amount of laps, 16, 18 laps. So it should be fun. Very competitive field, a lot of guys mixing and matching, so it should be good. Anyway, here we are at Snetterton in the McLaren, third braking board there. He should be in third gear and he should be anywhere near that apex, not like what I just did then. That was not good, but anyway, third braking board there. Nice into the hairpin here. Keep the momentum up and then run on the exit curb, no issue with that. This left hand is very quick here, so you can see you've got to tap the brakes, flick it in just on full throttle right about there, and just let it momentum carry you all the way out to that curb. No issue with that. The Sunico sign, just after that, hit the brakes and try and late apex this one. So see that bollard is where you want to be pretty much as you're picking up the throttle. Careful that exit curb there, and here we go into this really fun little section here. So flick it in. Just put the apex curve there. Don't run the outside like I did there, because you will turn into a Tony Hawk and do some nice grinding over that shit, but you don't want that. Easy on the throttle coming out of there, and then here's probably the hardest corner. So easy to get some wheel spin as you see there, but if you can be on the limit, you can sort of carry your momentum onto this straight, which is what you want. Now, this is where it gets fun. This little section here, you got to watch the brake modulation through here. You got to flick it in and brake at the same time, which cars don't really like that. Luckily we've got some ABS in these cars, so we can pull it up. Don't touch that big sausage curve, because it's about the same height as the McLaren, it's that tall. And here, just a little lift off, flick it in, easy on throttle. We can get a little spin on the exit, and this is where the McLaren really loves it, and I love this bit of the track too. So flow it in, play with the throttle, play with the brake, and then get it straight, turned in for the last corner and throttle on. And that is a lap around Snetterton. Hope you enjoyed tonight. That was 1:47.8 by the way, so expect pole to be around to mid 47 depending what teams choose what drivers to go out. So expect an exciting race, expect a good race, and hope you enjoy. Take it easy.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. We are back for, what round is this? Round 5 of Tier 2. This championship keeps rolling on. As J-Mad says, Branchy is my pick for tonight. Hello to you, Geordie, as well. Wilco wanting to know who's your pick for tonight. Albert, buenos nachos, Trev. I'm so glad to hear your voice, which is my voice, sounding like you, but don't tell the girlfriend. She might get a bit jealous. But here we are, round 5 in all seriousness of this championship. It is very hot, this championship, let me tell you, almost as hot as what it is here in the commentary box. We've had a very warm day here. Springtime is upon us. But Voodoo, my pick is Voodoo to finish last. That is a very safe bet. By the way, welcome to you, Voodoo. I've got to ask you a question. I'm getting these text messages from Monrovia in Africa. But as I welcome my co-commentator tonight, he is back again, two-time champion, none other than Jason Wilkinson. Wilco, Battlefield. I mean, here we are on Assetto Corsa again. Welcome to you.
Yes, looking forward to getting the guns ready and, everyone game. Yeah, dragged away from the Battlefield beta, which come out 2 hours ago, and onto some commentary for this awesome little series we're going on. Round
Fantastic.
5 of 7, so 3 rounds to go after, or 2 rounds after this one. But here we are in qualifying, short, sharp, 3 minutes to go already, and everyone's about to set their first lap.
Now, the format tonight is, of course, 7 minutes of qualifying, a sprint round tonight. We might even take a look at someone else. Let's see Kilroy here on your screen. Shorter format tonight, like we said, not the hour-long race that we had last week. It is 7 minutes for qualifying, Q1, and then we've got race number 1, which goes for 20 minutes, and then a short interval before a second qualifying session, followed by another 20-minute race. So short, sharp here tonight. As you can see, drivers need to get out there very, very quickly and set a lap time here at this beautiful Snetterton circuit, opened in 1953. And plenty of interesting races we've had around this circuit, going back to 1940-something, when I'm sure it was a World War II airfield, like most of them are here in the UK, which we are back in here tonight. Albert, is the Nigerian Prince back behind the wheel tonight? Well, I can tell you he's alongside us in the commentary box. You want to tell us about these dodgy text messages I keep getting from Monrovia? It's a big welcome to Cameron Norris, aka Voodoo, Nigerian Prince. Hello.
Hey, how are we? Hope everyone's doing well.
Absolutely fantastic there, Albert. Just wanting to know, is the Nigerian Prince back behind the wheel? Well, you sort of are, but you're not, are you? You are, but you aren't.
Yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. I actually did my first race in, I think it was just under 5 months last night, and I finished P8. Ended up getting a drive-through on the last few turns, so I'm hoping tonight I can have another good race. I mean, my foot's been a little bit sore this afternoon, but you know, it definitely outweighs all the fun that we're going to have tonight.
Certainly will be. Great to have you alongside us, Nigerian Prince, as 90 seconds left in this session. That looked like a set of tyres bouncing along there. So somebody's had a bit of a moment, but it is the boss, 149.3. Here comes
John
trouble.
Farnham, he's here.
This could have been the last time. Maybe it was the second last time, because he's back this week. Rob Dog, hello to you. P4, if you don't mind, on the grid tonight. What's happening?
Well, what's happening is I've changed cars, I've changed my attitude, and I possibly might have the coronavirus. Who knows?
Well, interesting.
Well, that's interesting development.
We'll keep an eye on that. But second row for that man on the grid tonight. Geordie says Aussie will win as long as he doesn't have to get a call from work to mow the grass. Very interesting. Less than a minute now left in this session. Rob Dog down to 6th. Which is we don't have any favourites here, but that is devastating news for him. He'll have to see what he can do in the last couple of seconds. I think that might be it, though, for you, Rob, in this session. But Butler across the line.
So everyone's starting their last lap now.
P7.
So first off the bat is going to be the boss. It's going to be the first car. So I can keep jumping in and out and see if they're on a fast lap. Boss is currently 3 tenths up. So he should improve, but yeah, we'll see what the go is.
Let's take a look at the boss, 290 frames per second. That's what he is working towards. And who knows, maybe when we get that next-gen update to this game, we might be able to get that sort of frame rate. But here comes the boss now around this fantastic track, coming up to the Brundle-Nelson corners alongside the bomb hole, which I think that's one of your favourites, Rob.
I do quite like the bomb hole.
Yes, and Branchy, who's in P2 at the moment, I was about to say, the boss going very nicely through the bomb hole, straight up to the next set of corners, the Murrays, then the centre straight, and the rest of them as well. Interesting track map. This circuit looks something along the lines of a cross between a paperclip and something else. What was that, Jason? I missed that one, but it's an interesting layout as we see somebody going back to the pits. Was that the boss not setting a final lap there?
Yeah, he must have made a mistake. So here comes Aussie Thunder. They're all across the line now, so we're going to see ping, 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 ping. Aussie Thunder across the line, and Brian's going to be the last car.
And
Aussie can't improve. Brian
up to P5, and that...
so one quick thing I'll get you to do, Trev, just pause and go return to garage, and then you're not going to get that little freeze thing at the start of the race, but then we can get through the order. But yeah, so GRT snatches pole, and yeah, very interesting.
GRT snatching pole position as Big Dazzler just shows up yet again. This man does not miss a night of KRL. 666. the Devils number
Or he
there.
might be the #1 fan of Aussie Thunder.
He-
We haven't worked it out yet.
he
If
could
he
be.
likes us or Aussie.
Let us know, Dazzler. Get your comments coming in. But it is GRT. Oi, on pole position of 148.9. 2-1. Marvellous stuff this. So, oh, hello. Someone's got a message. It's Branchy in second, the boss in third. We'll get to those championship results as well, or those championship standings, I should say. Vibesy in fourth. Isuzu Brian in fifth. 6 for Thunder. 7 for Rob Dog. But it doesn't matter where he qualifies because he's a very, very good racer when it comes to race time. Butler
Oh,
in...
you shucks.
The tyres just pumped up. I just seen they're up to 40 PSI now, just with that little comment.
Excellent. Let's just wait and see what happens at the first corner. They are very bunched up. Butler in 8th, 9th for Kilroy and Voodoo, the Prince of Darkness there along with Albert. Buenos noches, Alberto, who is at the back, of course. He doesn't like to qualify, as we'll get rid of that track map there. We'll just get the live comments coming in. But 1 minute to race start. I tell you what we might do, Wilco. We might go through these championship standings because it is
sounds good.
Branchy in first on 69 points. Nice dinner for two there. And then it's second for Isuzu Brian. The anti-vax are doing very well. Who said he needs a COVID jab up there in second? 55 for GRT, 43, 45, 45, 43, 42 for Thunder, Kilroy, Boss and Static. Good vibes sitting there on 30. Mac Butler, Mac Miller has had something happen to him. We've had a lot of leg injuries in this championship, so maybe that's got something to do with it. But Binger on 0 points and 30 seconds, thank you for that. And I can't see any others there. But Drivers of the Week, big thank you to Voodoo for once again providing these great graphics. Binger for Tier 1 and Brian for Tier 2. Race calendar, only 2 rounds left after tonight. We're heading to Alton Park and finishing for the season finale at Donington. And we are almost counting down. Thank you for that. Race control, less than 10 seconds till we get underway, Wilco.
Yeah, so we're just going to have a nice rolling start here, so all the boys have got the start, which is beautiful. So now all they have to do, I don't know if Rob's actually done this before, you got to stay in your green box, Rob. I know you like your boxes, so keep it
I
in the
prefer
green.
box, actually.
But just stay in there and you'll be all good, no drive-throughs there. Yeah, so they're all going to be warming up their tyres this lap. Might throw out a little intro or something for a minute while we get ready for the race.
Great idea. Stick around. Race coming up in not too long, just right after these messages from our sponsors. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Kid Buyers YouTube channel, the home of Facebook. It's more than a race.
take it easy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. It's not the bomb hole, is it? We're almost ready to go racing here. Race 1 tonight of 2 races. It is GRT on pole position. The championship rivals in 2nd and 5th. Brian as well as Branchy staying in his lane. You need to stay in the little green box. I know he can hear me, Rob Dog. He's starting from 7th. On the grid, we are ready, we are racing, yes we are, go, 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 Rob Dog. And there we have GRT, the boss having a look down the inside through turn 1, can't get any moves done, but I think he might have jumped Branchy, no he hasn't. And the boss getting a fantastic, terrific start, and it is Branchy still down the field in 4th, something happening at the back. Wilco, what have you seen?
Rob's been killed. Branchy went dead straight, like his throttle got stuck, but he must have got tagged. Rob Dog's been tagged by, I think it might have been Aussie Thunder. Maybe Aussie Thunder's now off the track, so pretty chaotic start to the race.
Everybody being tagged dead straight, I hear you say. One thinks...
I genuinely think Branchy had something going majorly wrong.
And Rob has
Where is he?
jumped to the top of my timing screens. There's still a car off at the back. Rob back
that's
down.
Branchy. He did have problems with his pedals, like cracking on his rig, so maybe it's completely let go, or
and he's
back in the pits.
Back in the pits. We'll so he is one of our championship contenders, Wilco, and he's into the pits
now. He's P1 on my screen, so if we stop the race now, he can still go first.
Well, what a fantastic effort. 90 seconds into the race, and he was 185 seconds in front. That is incredible stuff. So, unfortunately, back to GRT at the front, the boss in 2nd. Good start for him in the Lamborghini, and good vibes in 3rd. Still waiting to see, Rob, what's happened to him. He's 7 seconds, I think, off the back of the pack. Coming round to the little knobby bit of this track map at the moment as Mads says, well, good thing I didn't put money on that one, J Mads. He is a betting man. Not bad if you like the punt, but Isuzu Brian is up into 4th position. So looking good, Jason Wilkinson, for the championship for him at the moment.
Yes, it is. And Aussie Thunder's snatched back up into P5, so... yeah, interesting sign. I've just realised that Mr. Voodoo's in the McLaren, which is good to see. The McLaren's a nice car, and it's a very good-looking car too. Or as he almost runs the back of Albert's Tushy there.
And he almost.
I'm sure the sore foot of Voodoo was braking then, slamming the brakes on them.
And Voodoo, who we also have in the party chat, we won't get down to him at the for the time being because he is concentrating. He's got Kilroy right up his ginger, keeping him honest there in 9th place. 8th place for Voodoo. And the Nigerian Prince, he's going to have to weave some sort of special Monrovian magic because he's got quite the train in front of him, Wilco. He's got a bit of work to do, our man.
Yeah, he does, but if anyone can do it, he can.
And Voodoo has been known to cast a spell or two as he runs a little bit wide there, but no harm done. We might get back to what is happening at the front because it is very close indeed. Look at this. Look how close it is. GRT first, the boss dropping back now a second or so. The gap between those two. Then it's Good Vibes. Somebody knocking something off the track there, running a little bit wide. Good Vibes in 3rd. And it is Brian behind him. Brian O'Connor, and there we have it, Butler 5th, so a race sort of 2 halves at the moment, isn't it? We've got, just looking at the track map, and we've got the top 4 and then sort of the next 5 or so, as Scotty says, Geordie saying Brian is racing away from a COVID jab, and it's about family, Brian, who didn't end well for Brian, did it? But stick to the speed limit, kiddies, and there we have it, Geordie. Stay away from TRL Limitless as well. No, anyway, so lap 2 of this race. Who's watched those open lobbies if you're too young.
She's coming back out on track now. So I did actually go back on the replay, and it's almost like his game froze or something because he just went dead straight. Did not have any turn-in inputs at all. So he's back on track now. So he's going to check the wheels and pedals all good. But yeah, that was interesting there.
So a man who's had serious issues with his rig cracking. It sounds very painful indeed, but with 15 minutes to go in this race, we've had him going dead straight, and That is not good. Ayrton Senna comes to mind, doesn't it? Sorry about that, anyone out there watching. But Rob Dog in 10th, inside the points. No, he's not, is he, Wilco? Because we've got a different point system. Jesus,
And
get
he's
some...
shit, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, hang on a minute. So Kilroy...
I can say whatever I want because he's concentrating, he won't be able to reply back to me, so it's okay.
And the king of cheeses, the Robbie Parmigiano, as that cameraman doing very nicely there. GRT now 1.3 seconds in front. Short, sharp race around this circuit. Let's get that track map up here around this part of the track. I think we're coming up to the bomb hole. Yes, we are. Right through the bomb hole. And it is GRT, the boss. Then Good
Voodoo
Vibes and Voodoo. The Nigerian prince has made some moves down there, Wilco, I'm hearing.
Voodoo has just been stuck to the back of Albert, and now Albert just made a little mistake running a bit wide, and Albert has been passed by Voodoo, so Voodoo is back.
Voodoo is back indeed.
Reigning Tier 2 champion, remember too.
Of course, who could forget two-time champion? So between the four of us in the commentary box in this party chat, there's 4 championships, very even numbers there. And as you can see, Voodoo up then to P7. Who's he got in front of him, Wilco? He's got Thunder down the road. And Dazzler's boy there up in 6th position. I beg your pardon, but Albert's not going down without a fight here. He's looking very racy behind him.
Yeah, the battle of Albert and Voodoo. I'll tell you what, that could be tasty.
It is Spain versus South Australia. We'll keep an eye on that one. As lap 3 of this race, GRT sitting pretty out front. And Geordie says, come on Aussie, us old folks stick together. I wonder what he means by old folks. What are we talking, 35, 45? What sort of age bracket, Geordie? Let us know. As the boss in second then. Half a second now, that gap. So do not rule boss out of this race just yet, because he is right up behind GRT now. And you can see Good Vibes third, 2.7 seconds further back. He's got Officer Brian O'Connor for company there in 4th. Butler, who's one of the new boys. He's lost his red virginity stamp there, you can see, Wilco. So he's put in a few laps here in this game.
Virginity. I was going to do a Terra Limitless joke, but I just couldn't get it out.
There we go. He's still coming up in my recommended. Not too happy about that. But Geordie says, keep going. Come on, Aussie, let's keep going. Go, Aussie, go, 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 says Dazzler. Lot of support there for Aussie as Prince Albert. I wonder if he's got anybody watching down there in Richmond. I think he lives in Richmond, or it could be Hawthorn. Pretty posh suburbs.
Hawthorn, I'm really going to like him, aren't I?
Yeah, yes, you certainly are. I see that it's trade week in the AFL. A few more duds for Collingwood. But anyway, Voodoo is up to 7th. And Albert down the inside. Hello there. Voodoo just leaving the door open. And if you leave it the space for a Spaniard, Wilco, it's always dangerous because you don't need much for Albert to make a move.
No, and as the great man once said, all the time you have to leave it the space. All the time you have to leave it the space.
And Albert,
space being left.
And
there's space in his undies now because there's their field. Well, there's no space in the undies, I should say.
He is digging a hole for himself, Wilco, as Geordie says, keep going. You haven't mentioned our age bracket
Aussie's
yet.
Off too.
And Aussie. Aussie.
No,
off the track as he comes around. There's no escape roads out there.
Bang! Takes out a portfolio.
Forget about that. If you were looking for a brake marker through whatever corner that is, you are not going to have it next time around. But Thunder down to 7th, 8th. I think, is he in front of Kilroy? Yes, he is. So down into 8th position there. And Geordie, 45, higher. This is like the Price is Right, 55. Let us know what age group you are in.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to bump them up.
Yeah. You jerk off. No. Yes. Cocaine and hookers, my friend. How on earth else would we get through the rest of this season, Wilco? But GRT, yes, lap 5 of this race. So what's happening there? 2.8 seconds now ahead of the boss. So he is looking good, but we've seen a lot of other people looking good sitting out in front in that what can occasionally be a cursed P1, Wilco, and then it can all go to shit from there. But the boss in second, Good Vibes third. And Mads wants to know, you get pension bus tickets, don't you, Geordie? Stop mowing the lawn. You're not at work now, says Aussie. It's a lawn mowing joke. Very sharp. A little bit sharper than me tonight, that's for sure, but he is working beautifully at the moment. Aussie down to 8th, and someone's talking in my headset there. I think it was race control. Universal Boss letting us know just 10 minutes left in this race. In fact, less than that by a few seconds. And it is GRT. Let's recap. And somebody is around. Who's...
and Albert's around as well. Oh, and there's oil on the track because they're all going off. The Kilroy's off now too.
And Kilroy is off. Albert is off as well. Everybody on the grass. Everybody on the grass. It's like an NRL Melbourne Storm party, isn't it? At the moment, they're all.
That's not grass. That's some white substance sort of stuff there.
Oh yes, I'd love to go to a party and dress up as an NRL player and get the. Anyway, so Albert now, where is he? He is in 9th, so outside of the points. This is the battle for the last point. Wilco here tonight, P8 of course.
Remember, he is not full-time in Tier 2, so he's just letting Kilroy through to get that extra point. That's something Albert likes to do. He likes to have a bit of fun racing with the boys, and then towards the end he'll just let them go back and make sure he doesn't take any points off them. But he's got... Oh, that's Branchy behind there, so that's right. So Branchy's obviously... Branchy and Rob, they've sort of had their little incidents in this race. This will be just sort of getting their eye in, making sure the car feels all good. Any last minute change they want to do for the last race, then yeah, so expect them, if they qualify well, expect them to definitely be in the hunt with GRT and Boss and Vibesy.
And you can always remember, if you have a bad race one, there's always the next race. Race 2 coming up straight after this, after a message from our sponsors. But quick mention for the track temperature, Wilco, 31 degrees. So it is rather warm.
Yes, very, very warm. Normally we like to keep the track temp down around the 20 to 25 mark. The sweet spot for these tyres, but this week I thought, no, these boys can see how they go with tyre management in this 20-minute race.
So,
which isn't that hard, really.
gaps of 2 seconds right the way through the field, isn't there, Wilco? So they're fairly spread out. Not here, of course. Just 4/10 or nothing in it, really, between Branchy and Albert. Fighting for the scraps and the last points paying position, which is currently held by Kilroy. And the championship standings, of course, it is Branchy still on top by a point, but he won't score, will he? So that will change as Albert. What's Albert up to there? Taking a slightly different line. He's just easing off.
Just letting through, yeah. Letting through.
And very nice indeed. And a few words there. Very nice man, of course, Albert, and a Victorian who is currently still in lockdown. You guys still in lockdown down that way, Wilco? Or what's...
Oh yeah, you say you guys like you're palming off us as not a Victorian, Trev, but I guess being regional Victoria, you're all good.
It's all right. I live near Shepparton, so anyway, so 7 laps of this race having been completed. 4 seconds now between first and second as we continue the countdown. Brian, Brian's still in 3rd place. He will take that championship lead after race 1, but don't forget, anything can happen in race 2, and I'm sure it will. But it is Voodoo up to 4th. Well, what a fantastic race so far by this man, coming in with under an injury cloud, isn't he, Wilco, with his foot? But still,
I missed what happened to Good Vibes, because he was in 3rd. I just missed it.
Not too sure. We won't throw down to Voodoo as the Nigerian prince. Very, he's focused behind that wheel, and he's not too far off Brian here either. So Voodoo is absolutely killing it at the moment. Just a tick over 5 minutes left. Geordie, Aussie and my brother could talk about staggers, flared jeans, long jeans, and Timothy O'Leary. Little bit before my time, and Geordie there getting on in years, old father time, then letting us know, giving us an idea of his age bracket as I'm looking at Voodoo and the Nigerian prince. We said he needed to do something in this race tonight. Is he going to have a crack here at Brian? He's lining him up, Wilco.
Yes, he is. I just went back and just had a look what happened to Good Vibes, and he was just going into that chicane off the back straight. He just got a bit too much curb and it just spun him. So unfortunate for Vibes. But here, if these boys here, Brian and Voodoo, have a bit of a battle, I'm sure Vibes will be back there as Butler has jumped into the pits. So Rob is scoring his point now.
He certainly is. Rob is up into 8th, but he is looking at a point here, which would be fantastic for the great Cheeseman there as Voodoo right up behind Brian. This is the closest battle on the track, of course. So with less than 5 minutes to go, I think we've got a couple of laps left here, so we might get roughly 10 laps in. And like I said, do not go anywhere. Race 2 coming up. Not too far away. After qualifying 2, of course, another 7-minute qualifying session, followed by that 20-minute race. But Voodoo looking for a podium. And let's just see what's happening there. So the gap is half a second. Wilco, the man who actually used a Jason Wilkinson hot lap this week, would you believe?
Hey.
And terrific
That's
stuff.
what I pay you for.
I always look at them first, look through the YouTube channel, see if there is a hot lap, and if not, I go off to... Brian!
Good save.
Brian, good save, but now that's left the door wide open for Voodoo. Down the main straight, heading up to...
Oh, be careful here.
Heading up to the knob hole, and there we have it. A bum hole, or whatever it's called, bomb hole. There we go. But Voodoo is through, Wilco. Yes, look at that. Up into 3rd position.
Nice, awesome work, Voodoo. I'll tell you what, the guy said he might be finishing last, I think he said. He's up into P3.
P3, 3 minutes remaining. That's one less we've got to invite to the party chat. The boss is well down the road. And GRT, that gap was a bit over 4 seconds, Wilco. Now it's down to 2.8. So the boss not looking like he's going to get the win tonight, but he's not quite letting GRT go away into the distance, is he? So is GRT maybe easing off, or has he made a mistake somewhere? Interesting.
Well, like I already talk about leading races these days, because every time I do lead a race, I bin it, so I'm not sure what he's doing.
And always a wonderful insight there as Geordie is still talking about, what's he saying there? Not sure who landed on the moon first, Neil Armstrong or Timothy Leary. I might get you to Google Timothy Leary for me, Wilco, which might help me out a little bit, but 2 and a bit minutes remaining. Yes, I've watched a few conspiracy theories. Not quite sure, Geordie, that Neil Armstrong actually went to the moon, but that's a conversation for another time because GRT is out in front. It is 2.8, so that gap remaining steady for the time being. But who knows what can happen as he comes up to the knob hole corners. A set of corners here at Snetterton in Norfolk. In the UK, great part.
I've just looked up Timothy.
Yes, I wish I knew what you were laughing about.
Oh,
but
I'll read it out for you.
Okay.
He's an American psychologist and author who was a leading advocate for the use of LSD and other psychoactive drugs.
I quite like the work of Timothy Leary all of a sudden, eh?
We're talking about LSD and Rob comes back on the mic.
So, Rob, who is looking good for points, just chipping in there. Cardinal Pell. It's all happening here at the moment as Cardinal Pell has been good enough to take a picture of the Wikipedia page. There we have it. Born in the 1920s. Yes, good stuff.
Just before your time, Trev. Just a little bit before you.
Yep, a little bit before my time over there in Massachusetts. Binger. Great to see Binger with us. A few too many goons for Geordie. Another race to go yet. He
I'll
will
tell you what, hang
be
on.
trashed.
Back to serious stuff for a minute. Brian, Voodoo and Vibes here are all back to being close together. So last lap here, and it could be on for P3. And Brian's got back through, obviously.
It seems that Brian has got back up into P3, but Voodoo is not going to let that happen. And we've seen Voodoo cast spells in the past, and then we've seen holes in the ground open up, cars disappearing into them. So I wouldn't like to have that man right behind me heading into the final lap of this race. And
30
I reckon
seconds left. This could be the last lap.
this could be the last lap. Maybe the last lap, I don't know. And I think with 20, what do we got now? 20 seconds to go. This will be the last lap, I reckon. So there you have it.
Poor GRT, great drive for the first race. He's back on the winner's step.
So here
Well,
comes
he's still got a corner to go.
GRT. We've seen some funny things happen through the bomb hole, I think it was, and out of it again. But here he comes onto the start finish straight and across the line. Yes, here he goes to win race 1 here tonight. And the leader has finished the race. Thank you for that. And the boss in P2. But what's happening further down the order? Here is the battle. Is it going to be Branchy? Is it going to be Voodoo? Or is it going to be Good Vibes? I reckon it's going to be Brian. Brian, I beg your pardon. I think I said Branchy. But here he comes. Officer Brian O'Connor across the line ahead of Voodoo. Still a good drive from him. Good Vibes. Aussie Thunder. There you go. Dazzler. Top 6 finish for him. Kilroy and Rob Dog. Here he comes. Dr. Timothy Leary through the final couple of corners. And let's see some action from this man who's worked his way into the cheese industry as we see the fireworks going off.
Drift.
And
Close
yes,
enough.
there's going to be a bit of
Spin me
ride round, baby, ride round. I call record, baby, 15 people watching stream. That is huge numbers there as Rob Dog has damaged his car. And there we go, just knocking off a few boards there, but I can't seem to move anything. I know we can ride on board with Rob Dog.
Turn the garage, Trevor, you can.
Yeah, we certainly can, can't we? Thank you for that. You think I'd know that by now. But there we have it, GRT, our race winner for race 1 here tonight, round 5 of this championship for Tier 2 here at Snetterton in the UK, and GRT winning from the boss and Isuzu O'Brien, and we are just about to head straight into another qualifying session.
Yep.
And yeah,
Well,
Geordie's.
just ask
Yep.
a couple of questions to the guys who got in here. So, Voodoo, tell us about your race, mate. You seem to have a bit of pace tonight, starting from last, finishing 4th.
Yeah, it was honestly really, really fun. I made a small mistake at the end, which let Brian make his way through. But yeah, no, all these guys have got tremendous pace. Everyone's improved so much since the last series that I raced, which is great to see. I can't wait to see what race 2's going to hold.
And speaking of someone who hasn't improved, Rob, P8, how'd you go, mate?
Fuck me, was the tyres hot. Just, I could probably do a bit better in qualifying, but well, it is what it is.
A little tip of the trade, open the brake ducts, mate, and you'll get a bit more air circulating through, and you'll be good for race 2.
But I like things closed.
Yes, well, my name is Cardinal Pal on Facebook, so
Yes.
me too.
It's almost like the old trick on Project Cars. You remember that, where you just close everything up just for one lap? And then sometimes we do our big races at Bathurst, and there's always one person who would forget to open everything up, and they'd be so quick at the first lap, and the second lap they're on the side of the road, smoke coming out of the car. Fantastic.
Sounds like you're talking from experience.
No, I never did that. If I remember, it was you and Brody. Card dude.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Anyway, that's Project Cars 2. We're on a set of courses to get out there and do some quality, mate. We're on pole.
So we're just about to get underway. We can see the cars coming out onto the track at the moment. Just trying to get back to, is it set 1 or set 2, these cameras anyway? We'll have a...
Set 2, but mine's glitched out, so I'm just going to quickly leave and join back. So I hit the replay, and when I come back from the replay, set 2 and 1 were...
I think we've got
cameras, so
the right one here. As some sort of strange...
What was that?
Some sort of strange...
And this is the Voodoo theme song as he gets back into his car.
Seems that some African tribal music. They might be getting close here. Let me just lock the commentary box. There we go, Shaka Zulu. And Voodoo, if you
You sound like you're You sound like you're at one of my summonings there, Trev.
And there we go. We might just tell Voodoo to turn that down. And that is the Swahili rain dance or something along those lines. But look at this, because GRT now out onto the circuit. We wait for the drivers to start their first hot laps here.
First car is going to be Kilroy.
And Kilroy, okay, let's have a look at Kilroy. There he is. So we are thinking that Brian has taken the championship lead, I'm guessing. I don't know the exact points, Wilco, but he's...
yeah, he
yep.
has. He'll be about 10 points in front. There's a 15, 12, 10, so he'll be 8 points in front, sorry.
Something like that, as we've got another injury report. Binger has been good enough to give us an update. Unfortunately, cannot race at all for a few weeks, Geordie. I've blown out my knee, spewing. He's going to miss Bathurst, of course, Sunday night. Wilco, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that quickly, actually.
Yep.
So Sunday, we're teaming up with RPR again. This time a bit of a fun race. So Sunday night at 7:30, so half an hour earlier than normal. We're going to be doing a shootout. Cup cars and GT4s. Obviously the Cup cars are about 10 seconds lap faster, so a lot of boys in the Cup cars want to go for the win, but we still have a few spots for the GT4 class, so anyone watching that wants to have a bit of fun at Bathurst on Sunday night, with 2 30-minute races. We're going to have a shootout as well, so that should be good fun on Sunday night. Tune in on our stream and Bob Hoskins' stream too.
Yep, so please feel free to tune in. We do have some spare spots. So wherever you are watching right around the world, wherever you are, if you want to join us, stay tuned for that. Maybe you don't, if anyone from America's tuning in, or South America, Wilco, and you say there's a shootout, they might want to, they might have a
more the Wild West stream.
different meaning for them. But Kilroy now, I think he was on a hot lap as he comes through this section of... We should start calling it, what do we got? Brundle, Nelson, Bombhole.
Kilroy is on an invalid lap, so Mike jump on board GRT. He's going to be the first car to cross the line.
Let's jump on board with our race winner from race number 1. I'll drag the Maserati out for that. No traction control or ABS equals a blast for Voodoo with his Nigerian heritage. They also updated my DNA results, strangely, as GRT goes to the top of the timing sheets. And how is that time compared to, what are we, 48.2?
I'll tell you.
Is that quicker than Quali 1?
I can't see because my game's frozen. Maybe Voodoo can jump on Quali 1 results and let us know what GRT's time was in the first race, because I left and joined back, so I've lost that.
Yeah, it was 48.9.
So yeah, there you go, 7 tenths faster.
So could that be down to the track conditions being a little
23
bit cooler?
degrees.
Yep.
Boys got their eye in now, so yeah, should be, there you go, 47.7 by Boss, which is very quick. I think we did the driver's slot races here about 2 months ago. I think, yeah, I had pole. I knew I had pole. I just wanted to sound a little bit, you know, I think it was me. I had a pole with 47.5 or 4, I think it was. So, yeah, very quick by Boss. That could almost be pole position, I reckon.
As we take a look at
could be calling it right now.
Former chicken farmer there. 147.7, so these boys sure do have their eye in as we take a look at the former chicken Führer turned cheese connoisseur, Rob Dog. 2 seconds off the pace. He's not going to be happy about that. We know that this man, it's not about qualifying for Rob Dog though, is it, Wilco? It's about what he likes to do in the race.
He's just getting his eye in for tomorrow night. He wants to come out with the big boys and just put them all to shame. That's what he's doing.
And as you can see there, Binger and Geordie getting amongst it. Acceleration and brake beat you in the Janana. Shouldn't be too hard. Blew it out at cricket training. So Binger living up to his name there, Wilco, and blowing it out at cricket training. Rob Dog.
Just sound stress fractures as a typical fast bowler, and he's out for 12 months.
Yep, so a minimum 12-month injury, that one. Could even miss, I'm not sure when the cricket season starts. I know it's roughly November here in regional Victoria. We heard on the news that regional Victoria could, I think the Yarra Valley down your part of the world, or sort of, Wilco, could put up the English players and their families. So hopefully the Ashes can go ahead. But Rob Dog still 2 seconds off the pace. Kilroy, Branchy comes across the line. What can he do? Is he just starting a lap now? So he's cutting it very fine, isn't he, Wilco? If he's going to get a hot lap in.
Everyone's last lap is starting now. So Brian's the last car. He hasn't actually said a lap.
Oh, Branchy. And that just, sorry to cut across you there, Wilco, but I think Branchy might have pulled out of this lap. No, I don't think so. He had a bit of a moment there coming through turn 1.
Yeah, so I'm not going to put the pressure on him, but Rob's going to be the last car to cross the line. So could we see something special for him? We'll see in about a minute 45 time.
Let's have a look. It's going to have to be pretty special. This man,
Kilroy's going to be the first car.
Great to see him back. There's not much this man hasn't done. Chicken Fura, commentator, and the odd joke every now and then. Some classic zingers in there, as that is the end of this session. But great to see that man back. As Dazzler saying, the girls play on Thursday. Is he referring to the Australian Test cricket team? Or?
I think he's talking about the girls as in Tier 1.
Oh, that's a little bit, that's not very nice, is it? But, boy, how good did those girls go against India there, the declaration?
Awesome. It was five fucking day game and there was no result.
Yep. Great stuff, but I've got to say, the ball, I love that message, Wilco. The ball's moving around everywhere. It's swinging all over the place at 98 kilometres an hour. Anyway, but... Express.
And, here goes Aussie Thunder. So Boss is still on pole. Aussie Thunder's coming across the line now.
And he can't
improve. Up to P3.
Up to P3.
Okay, I couldn't see if you already are, but I am on board. I got the Boss is still going through the last corner, but I'm on board with the old Rob Dog here. He's a second up on his best. 8/10 now, so he's going to jump up. But if you can nail this last corner, he might even jump up further. And so here comes Rob Dog. Boss has a 47.8, so he gets a big oversteer coming out the last corner.
And that looked like a very big moment.
Where's he going to go?
Here we go, P4, I reckon.
Bang.
There we go. Yes.
It's almost like you knew the time he was up.
Funny that, isn't it? But T20 says Dazzler, Australia versus India. I think they've played the T20s and the one days. But anyway, that's how much he's a big cricket fan, Dazzler. But your man, where is your man? Up in third. So Dazzler's going to be happy with that as we have finished qualifying. There we go. Looking at a nice shot at the helicam there. But it is the Boss in P1.
Make sure you hit return to garage, Trev.
I've just done that now. So GRT in second, Thunder in third, Rob Dog just willing him up to P4 there, and a few tenths ahead of Good Vibes and Kilroy. But don't go anywhere because we are going to go to a short commercial break. I'm on a one-stop strategy, Wilco, and I think I might come into the pits now before race number 2. Stick around, don't go anywhere. It's Tier 2 KRL British GT Championship, race 2 coming right up.
Welcome to the Kid Buyers YouTube channel, the home of Facebook.
I can make it really short for everybody.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The microphone just on mute. It gets me every time, whether it's the Zoom calls or the live streaming. But as apologies if you heard some that language there before the break. But anyway, that's what you get. We love the complete package from our man, Rob Dog, who's starting in P4. What can you do from there, Rob? Are we expecting some sort of spiciness on the first lap, or are you going to take it easy?
Possibly an accident.
So
haven't decided yet.
We'll let him decide. But the boss in P1, it is GRT P2, Thunder in P3. Dazzler, keep an eye out for that. And also Geordie, big Aussie fans. Rob Dog, we spoke to him a second ago. He's in 4th. Good Vibes 5th. Kilroy in 6th. Branchy. And what is the Nigerian Prince doing down there? And Brian down, starting from the back, right behind Voodoo. In fact, going through Voodoo's car there. So he is very keen to get underway. So the 2 championship contenders at the back for this one, Wilco.
Yeah, so, yeah, definitely. So it's going to be interesting. Well, Voodoo's not really a championship contender. He hasn't really done any races, and he's not going to take any points off the boys. But, yeah, Brian. Yeah, Brian and Branch, you're talking about first. Sorry. Yep. Makes sense. So I'm a bit all muddled up tonight.
Battlefield. Anyway, so there we have it. Albert says, watch for Dr. Brian, who's coming from P9. So we'll keep an eye on that. Albert, buenos noches, Senor Alberto. That's Spanish for hello and welcome to you. As the boss, P1, GRT, P2, they are going to get ready to go racing. You can see Rob Dog. I wonder if he's decided yet what he's going to do. He's going to suss out what's. He's going to see what happens on this opening lap. But you can see drivers to the left of me, drivers to the right. Here I am streaming to you. And Boss now, almost ready to go racing. GRT and Boss to lead us away. Go, go, go! And look at that. Aussie Thunder right up behind the Boss already, like TRL Limitless in an open lobby. And Rob Dog, has he gone through like a torpedo? No, he's up into 2nd, is he? Or is it 3rd? It could be 2nd. Leading into this corner, is he going to overcook it? No, he's not. He's going to hang it around the outside. Can he stick with it? I think he can. Wilco, is he up to P2, our man? No. GRT with a nose in front, stays in 2nd. Now the Boss under all sorts of pressure. Has everyone got away? Well, I think they have.
Yes, they have. So, good start. And we'll see them all sort of file in and get into the little rhythm. But yeah, watch out for Rob this race. He was saying in the first race he was struggling with tyre temps. Hopefully the cooler track temps mean he's going to be on fire.
Boss first, GRT 2nd, Rob Dog. South Australia rejoice. This man in 3rd. Could he be on for a win? Interesting. Stick with us. Aussie Thunder in 4th. Branchy in 5th. And he's made up a couple of places, I think. Kilroy, somebody almost off. No, Kilroy and Branchy. Good Vibes in 7th. Brian down there in P8. And not getting any jabs at the moment. But Voodoo down to P9. So I reckon Voodoo may have had a moment at
Rob,
the start.
nearly bowled wide there, and we just kept it on the track, but now he's going to have to fall behind. Oh no, he's not going to fall behind. He's going to try the outside, which just run out of room there, so this could be, if he can hold around the outside here. Oh, look at this racing. Rob Dog trying to go around the outside. He's going to get the inside now, and he's going to keep the position. Great racing. Oh no,
and
there
Thunder
goes Thunder, gets tagged by Branchy.
And tagged by Branchy, so Rob Dog out on his own, pit lane open. Who is that at the back? And that might be
Aussie and Branchy.
Thunder, Aussie and Branchy, so disaster for them. Shorter race, of course, so it can take a lot longer to get back into it. But Rob Dog in a clear 3rd. GRT, there he is, 1.2 behind our race leader. Then Kilroy in 4th. And Brian, he really did come in like a torpedo and just Hugh bared him right in the middle, T-bone steak style, Wilco, and that was not good. And Brian is going to have a bit of damage here, I reckon.
Yeah, so both the bricks and boxes, or boxes and bricks, can't remember what their name is, but Brian and Branchy both had a little mistake there, taking out 2 cars, but doing the right thing, slowing down and just letting it back through. So it's good sportsmanship. Unfortunately, contact does happen in racing, and unfortunately that did take Aussie and Kilroy sort of out of that battle for the podium now, but at least they did not just drive off, they've actually redressed, so it's always a good thing to see, Trev.
Good sportsmanship, great to see. As Branchy is down there along with Thunder after that incident. Brian is up in 7th. Kilroy going in reverse order here. Brian not too far behind Kilroy. Voodoo. So the Nigerian Prince jumping from 9th to 5th at the moment. And you know what? He wants a little bit of good vibes here, I reckon. As Good Vibes kindly removes himself from proceedings. But he almost came back across, didn't he?
Stopped?
Has he stopped?
Oh, that time, well, I don't know if you saw that, but that time Aussie got Branchy, so... Or sorry, Aussie got Brian, but yeah, so, yeah, a bit messy at the moment. All the boys struggling to keep the car on track.
Yep, just as we were saying, they've gotten their eye in. We've seen a few incidents, but it was tough for Voodoo because he lost a lot of time there, because I'm not sure whether you saw that, but I reckon Vibes, he sort of came back, didn't he? He went off and then came back onto the track almost. I don't think he could help that. But it sort of put Voodoo off. But Voodoo, Nigerian Prince, yes. And that music, which is obviously, it's doing some good at the moment. He's up into P4, lap 2.
Look who's in P3.
Race. P3, Rob Dog from Murray Bridge in South Australia. And visited an adult shop not too long ago, and we saw some hilarious videos doing the rounds on social media. And there we have it. So the boss we'll leave that one there for now. We're still, what are we, not even 9 p.m. here on the Eastern States. But the boss in first, GRT second, Rob Dog. 5 seconds behind GRT now, though, but 4 seconds ahead of Voodoo. So this could be a podium in the offing here for this man.
Yes, but watch out for Boss and GRT. We know how quick GRT was in that first race, so if he can catch up to Boss and they start battling, it's not going to take much longer for Rob to catch up to them, so, and Voodoo as well. So it's going to be interesting. Definitely, there's a Branchy and Aussie Thunder are pretty close as well. So it's going to be a nice, interesting last race. It's got the music pumping again.
Voodoo has taken a second out of Rob Dog. You can see them in the same picture there. And I think Rob Dog might be hearing something coming. And it seems as though Voodoo... And Voodoo with the Energizer batteries in the McLaren is doing very nicely. That gap is closing. Voodoo. Shaka Zulu, Shaka Zulu. And you can see that gap now is closing. And is he under a bit of pressure here? This is looking very interesting. Branchy is set a few tenths behind. Well, there's a battle going on, isn't there, for that last points paying position. As you can see, Branchy's got it at the moment. Thunder in 7th. Officer Brian O'Connor in 6th. Kilroy in 5th. But Voodoo looking good. He didn't get that podium. He got P4, I think, didn't he, in race 1. So he's sitting pretty at the moment in P4, but who knows? Still a long way to go. 13 minutes left in this race. And just taking a look at Brian there. Well, Branchy, he's had another opportunity, hasn't he, Wilco, to come back at Brian here. But it looks like Brian's going to, if it stays like it is at the moment, Brian's going to go away with a very handy lead in the championship with only 2 more rounds to go.
Yeah, definitely. And another sprint race next week at the Alton Park, and then the 1 hour endurance final at Snetterton again. So yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see.
Cannot wait for that.
Oh, Boss is off.
And Boss has had a moment. I can just see a puff of dust there. What's happened? What's happened, the Boss?
He's in second now, so he might have run off at the chicane. Well, he did run off at the chicane. And that's the GRC through, so this is where Rob needs to pull the old finger out and watch these two start battling and catch up.
So, look at this, just when we were saying that the Boss was looking like a sure thing. GRT has come up lap 4 of this race and got ahead of him here. So, my goodness gracious me, the Boss is now in all sorts of trouble, but he's right up behind GRT here, isn't he? So, is he going to have a go? No, a little bit too far back there. But, well, he's not home yet, but GRT, it could end up being a perfect night for him. And Rob Dog, has that gap closed at all? Voodoo 3 seconds behind him. Kilroy 4 seconds further back. But have we got Thunder and Brian? This battle's looking close. And Branchy getting involved as well, Wilco. So 6th, 7th, 8th all together with a dozen minutes left.
This is a big swing in championship actually, because remember GRT wasn't too far. I think he was on 58 or something, 59. He was around there. So GRT getting a win, back-to-back wins. He's going to be up there. So it's going to be top 3 will be very close. If Kilroy can sneak up and get a podium, which he will get 4th at the moment, because Voodoo said he's not going to take any points off the boys. So Kilroy's in 4th, so he's going to get some points too. So it's going to be it's going to have to be interesting. Oh, it's good.
And
Aussie, has he caught it? He has. He caught it. What a save. So Aussie actually got touched inappropriately by Branchy again.
So, and you can see there, it sort of seemed to happen in slow motion, didn't it, Wilco? It was Thunder just...
It was a good save.
It was a good save, as, you can see there now, he's been in the wars, hasn't he? You can tell by the front grille of that Mercedes, as GRT now a second ahead of the boss. Looks a little bit closer than that. No pit stops, no mandatory pit stops, is there, Wilco, in these shorter races? Unless you want to come into the pits for some damage or something, but it's not going to help your race out.
No, not at all. Not at all. So if you pretty much crash, it's just nip home, get the points or the finish if you can. But there's no point pitting for damage. There's you're just not going to gain the time back.
So here we have it then. GRT leads, Boss second, Rob still in third, and Voodoo controlling the pace a bit behind him. Then it's still Brian, Thunder. As we wait for the camera, there we go. We're just going to wait for that camera to pick up Thunder there. And Branchy still behind him. So Branchy getting the point. What does that... there seems to be a yellow indicator of some sort next to the Bentley
that's
logo.
His ping.
So
he's a little bit laggy at the moment.
His ping is down. And still a long way to go. As you heard, race control, half this race gone, half still to go. Thunder down there in 7th, Branchy in 8th, good vibes, not too far behind him. So the field, there's no one really out of contention at the moment, is there, Wilco? So the field pretty tight, especially the last half of it or so. Good vibes down there last, and he might be on for a point. We will wait and see. As we can take a quick look. We might ride on board with someone. What do you reckon? Let's do that.
Let's jump on board with, maybe go on board with Brian, looking back at Aussie maybe.
And let's have a look, Brian. Just jumped onto Rob Dog's car there. But anyway, let's have a look at Brian. We'll go for the rear wing. There we have it. So something a little bit different. It's not much else happening, is there, Wilco? So we'll jump on board to look at what you can see from the back of Brian's car as we're getting a few requests coming into YouTube. And Thunder now, was that a bit of a nudge there, Wilco? It looked very close from the back of Brian's car, but you can see 4th gear up to 5th, and I reckon Thunder's going to have a go at him here. Is he going through? No, not quite.
Oh, yeah,
He's
definitely.
getting closer though, isn't he?
Burke has got some poke on the straight, because that Bentley normally is pretty quick as he just tips the left rear wheel off there, Brian. But yeah, maybe Brian might have a little bit of damage himself, because he's so on the straight.
And there we have it. So Brian, and you can see Thunder just not so much in the middle part, or the early part of the lap I should say, but you can see towards the end of it down that back straight and onto the main straight, you can see that Thunder in that Mercedes just catching him, and he just...
Oh, how deep he's got brakes.
He's getting brave on those brakes, isn't he, Wilco? But he's not quite close enough. You can see some visual damage on the back of the Bentley, and some more damage on the front for Aussie Thunder. But don't forget about Branch as well. He's going through! Wow, so Dazzler Geordie, if you're watching, this man is not done with yet. Thunder in 7th. But he wants more from this race as we tick down 7:27 local time here at Snetterton. 7.5 minutes left here in race number 2. You can see the sun going down in the background, but Thunder is, he wants this position. He wants P6, doesn't he, Wilco?
does. Maybe we might jump on board with Aussie, just change up a bit. So go change to an onboard camera and then have a look how he's working the wheel and see where he can find a gap.
So let's have a look now. Riding.
Oh, Brian had a massive slide then.
And is he going through? No, he couldn't quite get through. We saw Brian have a moment, and that would have opened the door for Aussie as we look at the helicopter camera now. And a perfect view of this 6th, 7th and 8th all together. And he gets very close down this main straight. Is he going to make a move? He's too far back, Wilco. But what happened there
Brian's
with Brian?
wide.
He's run
I
wide.
reckon Brian, he must have some rear damage because he's sliding through some of the core. Oh, now he's got rear damage.
Well, it's not going to help the situation.
He's been touched up.
He's been touched up.
Very Cardinal Pell style.
Cardinal Pell, and he's letting him back through. It's not something Cardinal Pell did, but as Thunder there.
He let him back in.
And like TRL Limitless in an open lobby, just grooming there as he lets him back through. Great to see. Not sure where I was going with the TRL business. But
He's a fuckwit, that's where we're going.
There we go, that's what we were trying to say. Yo! As Brian now, what were we doing? I've forgotten now. Oh, that's right, we were riding with Thunder, I think, in his car. Let's have a look at this beautiful helmet cam. He's run a little bit wide there, Thunder, but he might be still on to get ahead. Now, this battle is, they're still battling for a point now, aren't they, Wilco? But right at the back of the field.
Yeah, so they'll be fighting over the last point, I guess, is the only positive they can take out of this one. But yeah, it could be all over unless the boys up ahead make a mistake. Ooh, hiccups, make a mistake.
As Geordie says, that is funny. The jokes are just coming thick and fast here, and I tell you who else is fast, Aussie Thunder. Look at this, because Big Bryzer as Thunder. Where are we going here on board here? Where are we going?
So he's just showing us the crowd. Out to the left, you see the crowd. If you look to the right, there's actually a shortcut. You're going to come back out in front and not come out in front of Brian.
There we go.
Resume the battle.
Oh, that's all right. We're back now. We're back on the black stuff. We're back on the trail. I didn't think we'd get back that quick, but we're back. So thank you for that tour.
Aussie was just showing Herman Tilker the next design of the F1 track.
So a nice
Take
tour.
out corners.
A nice tour of the English. I think he might have taken out the bomb hole. But you can see there is a nice tour of the English countryside as we might go back to the game.
Speaking of battles, let's go to P3 and P4. Voodoo and Rob.
Voodoo. Here he comes, Voodoo.
Get the music going, the theme music of Voodoo as he's chasing down Rob Dog here.
He's getting very close. It is getting very close. Where on earth? Why did I close that? What's happening? Let's have a look here at... there's an ad. There's an ad for something. $4.95 fill-up box. No, I don't want that at the moment. But seriously, Aussie, I was joking about mowing the lawns, but forget about that. Because Voodoo is getting ready. He's having a look. He's getting ready to have a look at Rob Dog for the final podium position. What's going on?
Very slow music.
And it's not...
Voodoo's now is an outback country singer.
This is better.
There we go.
There we go. As Taylor Tate wondering what on earth is going on in there. But as the drums, he could hear the drums, Fernando. They were smiling there for you and me. I want
Send it, Voodoo, send it.
Send it, Voodoo, send it.
Oh,
no. And this is going to end in tragedy. But like Shaka Zulu, back in the Battle of Cape Town in 1879 against the British, he is not giving up. Yeah! As you can see there, the music is intensifying. It's getting louder, and Rob Dog can hear it. He can hear it for the Holy Spirit. No need to fear it. Just revere it. And you can see all sorts of black magic going on here, Wilco. We're down to less than 3 minutes now.
Yeah, just be careful. You might put Voodoo into a trance. You might forget he's actually racing.
Absolutely. The warrior. As you can see that Voodoo. What is this? The unique jumbo music traditional. And there we have it. We might get done for copyright. We might turn that down a little bit. But we're losing the plot here.
I think us laughing and you speaking has just disabled the copyright because they can't actually pick what
There we
video that
go.
was.
Try and pick the bones out of that, because now he's actually dropped back a little bit here in all seriousness, Wilco.
Stop the music, and the Voodoo's lost the
He seems to have lost
the drive and rhythm.
Seems to have lost once the drums have gone. Voodoo is probably only a couple of laps away from the end of this race.
I feel sorry for Rob trying to concentrate and Voodoo too, but
It's been pretty fucking hard, I'll be honest.
As Voodoo tries to harness the Shaka Zulu spirit, and he's getting closer to him, but Rob Dog is hanging in there. Not sure what... oh, there we have it. We're back to Helicam now. And there we have it. So I can tell you now that that gap is closing. It's very close. It's very close indeed.
last lap too.
Last lap. And don't you worry, this race is not over by any stretch of the imagination. And there we have it. And we've got something for Rob too. There's a little bit for everyone. Deutschland van Deutschland. And
Then you get Rob into a trance like Satan. You start driving with one hand in the air.
so there we have it. So that could work for Voodoo. But what's happening with... I've forgotten what's happening with the race. Voodoo has shit his pants now. He is carrying too much weight. I don't know about that because it's
He's got to run now.
And Voodoo, and he's got
Shake
to
and
run.
bake, boys. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake for the Shaka Zulu. Is he going to have a cheeky look as he sharpens his spears at dawn? He's not going to make a move up here to the knob hole corner.
Oh, Rob! What's he done?
No!
Right, back to the lead. GRT.
Oh, GRT, and forget about that because, Jesus Christ, I almost quit the thing. It's does too many buttons here. As GRT now is he's going to win? Yes, he is. That was the last lap. How good was that? We just got the finish. The boss in second, and Voodoo is coming across the line in third. I've got a feeling Rob's not going to be too happy with those African drums.
You just gave me a full prostate there. Yeah, look at her, Rob.
Yeah, you're healthy. I'd recommend if you come back next week for another proper examination. It'd be fantastic.
Follow-up appointment? No problem at all. I'll meet you at Alton Bar. I can do it in a bit, babe.
Oh shit! I thought we were in an alleyway.
Oh my god! Yeah.
I thought he said he was going to meet him somewhere in a park somewhere. But we'll have to check with Michael Massey, Wilco, whether that is allowed. But as you can see,
there's a solid negative there.
That is a. I've sent you an email of the park in the alleyway. Have you checked that, Michael? No, Toto. I don't look at that during the streams. But there we have it. So our race is done. GRT is our winner. 2 from 2. Great stuff for him. And I might go back to the garage. Oh no! What have I done now? Oh no! There we go. I muted the voice chat there. But anyway, the boss in second. I think that's only the in-game stuff. But Voodoo in third. Still out on the track. Rob Dog in fourth. Kilroy in fifth. Sixth for Branchy. Seventh. Check those messages. Thunder in eighth. Brian in ninth. Butler outside of the points along with Albert. And wow, what a race. What a night. Wow, where do we start? So we're going to get GRT. We've got our man from P3 already with us. I need to get some shaping done. Good at shaping the lawns. Can you help me with the man shaping? Okay, Geordie, we'll leave that. GRT gets driver of the day vote. Tremendous driving tonight. No arguments there as he joins us in the party. GRT, hello and welcome to the post-race interviews, mate. 2 from 2. You've got to be happy with that tonight.
Yes, I'm back.
You never left.
Yes, Ricardo.
It was really good, guys. Yeah, this last time we had the sprint round, I made a bit of a stuff up of that. So, yeah, had to get this one right, and I was a bit pissed off with me second qualifying, but I was still in second spot. And my old mate Boss, he gave me a good run for me money, so he kept me sweating. It was really good. Good race.
Awesome stuff, mate. Fantastic work. You've had the perfect night, mate. Congratulations, and we'll get ready to see you again next week.
Yes, yes.
Great stuff. GRT getting the job done. Getting back-to-back wins here tonight. Like we said, 2 from 2. I don't think we've got the boss in here, have we, Wilco? No?
Yeah, he's in.
Oh, yep, we've got the boss. Boss man, talk us through your night tonight. Happy with the results? Could you have gotten more tonight? Talk us through it.
You can always get more, but yeah, just silly little mistakes and trying to push hard, and I didn't kind of suffering a little bit with the setup. I just didn't quite have it in it, and yeah, just silly little mistakes, and then cost the race. So yeah, I had a good race. It was all good. Yeah, really good. Enjoyed it.
Fantastic stuff, mate. Well, you did the best you could. Congratulations. Podium finishes tonight, so well done. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for the race.
There we have it, the boss there. And who finished third? We'll go for Voodoo, as Rob is sweating like old mate Fubbles. Interesting. There's a name I haven't heard. Too much. Just read that out, didn't I? As Voodoo and the Nigerian prince, who works some of his magic because Rob ended up going off the track. Voodoo, have you got us?
Yeah, got you.
Good stuff, mate. Let us know. What about that for a battle, mate, in race number 2 with your old mate Rob Dog? How'd it go?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had that tick for tack, I gave him a prostate exam going into turn 2, and he gave me one right at the finish line, even though I was trying to give him back his position to get the podium finish tonight. But yeah, no, tremendous battles the whole way through. Very impressed with everybody's driving. It's so different sitting on the sidelines, watching it all unfold, to actually being in the middle of it, fighting with these guys again. And the pace, everyone's tenfolded compared to last series, and it's great to see. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season's got in store.
Fantastic stuff, mate. Congratulations. It was a fantastic battle, and apologies for the tribal music, mate, but it seemed to make a bit of a difference there towards the end because it got you home for the final podium place, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
There we have it. Nigerian prince, also known as Shaka Zulu there, the great warrior from the 19th century fighting the British and, of course, the colonial rule. Wilco, I've forgotten who finished third in race 1, so we might just move right along to the championship standings. No, we won't. We'll go along to the race calendar because next week we're at Alton Park. Who knows whether we will get Johnny Farnham back next week. Rob Dog having a fantastic race tonight. But 2 rounds, that's right, and then back to Donington for round 7. And also we've got a race on Sunday night. Is it RPR versus KRL? That is the next race. But don't forget Tier 1 tomorrow night. Where are my manners? Tier 1 tomorrow night, of course. Round 5 of this championship continues from 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Wilco, for another fantastic night of laughs and entertainment.
Yes, thank you. We'll catch you all tomorrow night. I'm off to play some Battlefield.
Yep, I can already just see the status changing as we speak. Rob, thank you. Bad luck there, missing out on P3 tonight. Not even
I was too busy laughing at you guys playing Nazi music. So when I went into that corner, I was like, everything's fine, and I pressed the brake too hard and it locked the rears. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. The trouble man's gone through, probably about to eat some Richard grubs. I mean, wrong food line.
And we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge all... No, the shoot up and nuts. Anyway, we'll wrap up. That's our lot here. But as Rob goes about his business, couldn't quite get the podium there tonight, but he will be back next week. We hope you are too. But before then, tomorrow night, it's Tier 1 from the same track. Round 5 continues of this Kid Buyers Racing League British GT Championship. Don't forget out there, stay safe, social distance, get jabbed, unless your name's Brian, and we'll see you next time around. But it's bye for now.
Okay, see you boys. I got to have